Hello, welcome back to my corridors. If you're new to my channel, welcome to my corridors. Normally I do this video around the end of the year or the beginning of next year, but because half of the earlier half of the year I was in New Mexico and the last half I'm going to be here in Mississippi, and I'm not going to be in New Mexico for a while, so I would like to share these stories that happened in New Mexico already because, like I said, I'm not currently in New Mexico, and I would like to just share the first half of the best metal experiences from the year 2024 because I actually have a lot of stories. Like, I have so much. It's crazy. And it's like almost, I'm not even exaggerating. Every so often, it happens so frequently. There's always a metal story to share. So I would like to share the ones that happened in New Mexico earlier this year. So the first half of 2024. And I have my list here on my current phone that I'm using. This old phone I'm going to be using just for the camera. I have canceled the service with AT&T, so I can still use the camera. And this always has better quality, and I can't figure out how to use this on my Motorola, so this will be the camera. Alright, so the very first story, this will be my best experiences of 2024, the first half. So the first story happened at a local pizza place in New Mexico. It was probably the best pizza in town, and my friend works there. I'll get back to my friend because I have a story involving him too. Um, so I was wearing my long sleeve Napalm Death shirt, and I love wearing long sleeve metal shirts. And this was like back in February, so the weather was cold. So I wanted to go out and wear my Napalm Death shirt, the long sleeve. And who doesn't love Napalm Death? So there's some girl, she says to me, she's like, hey, I love your shirt. I got to see them not too long ago. I got to even meet Barney Greenway, and I thought that was so cool, and we talked about him, and Barney Greenway does seem like a cool guy, so it was really cool that she shared how she met the singer of Napalm Death and got to see them, and I told her, man, I'm jealous, because I want to see Napalm Death so bad. But yeah, I thought it was really cool that she saw my long sleeve shirt and knew who Napalm Death was, because not many people do know. Not many people around me knew who Napalm Death was, and I thought that was really cool. And they were one of the very first extreme bands I got into, so that was cool that I met a girl who liked them. All right, the second one. This was when I was at my old workplace. I was working at a hotel. I was a housekeeper, and it was almost breakfast time, and the housekeepers would go downstairs and get leftovers from the breakfast buffet. So I saw a guy wearing a Pantera shirt. I'm like, oh my god, I love your shirt. I got to go see them. And he's like, oh really? Me too. Was it with Metallica? And I'm like, yeah. And he actually got to see them back in the day when Dimebag was still alive. And not only that, he saw them when they were considered glam metal. But yeah, I thought that was cool. And we had a long conversation about them. And it's always cool meeting like older metalheads. That always makes me feel really good. All right. So this involved my friend. His name is Enrique, and he watches my channel. Hi, Enrique. I hope you see this video. So I was telling Enrique, he's also metalhead. Like one of the bands I was listening to, and I'm still currently like going back to their music. I always end up going back to their music. Is Bloody Wood. They're a metal band from India, and they are so good. Check them out if you can. So I was telling him I liked Bloody Wood, and I showed him one of their songs, and he was like, "Oh my god, that's so cool! It reminds me of this band called Alien Weaponry." And I'm like, "Dude, I love Alien Weaponry," and that was really cool. Yeah, I just love talking with my metalhead friends about certain bands, and I'm always surprised to know which bands they like and which bands they actually know, because there's some bands that aren't very well known. All right. Next one happened at my old work. I was like carrying the dirty laundry down, and I saw a woman wearing a Win Rose shirt. And I don't see that many people wearing Win Rose merch, and I don't know that many people that actually like them. I still need to take the time to listen to them. I hear they're very good. But I saw the woman and I complimented her, and she said thank you. And I told them I need to listen to them. I hear they're really good. She's like, they are. Yeah, Wind Rose. Okay, so there was this guy I used to work with um, at the hotel. He was in the laundry. His name was Sean. Um, so he was like a big metalhead. He's also the one who gave me that little pin for the movie The Crow, because I told him that was one of my favorite movies, and I thought that was so nice. He surprised me one day, like I was working, and on my little work cart, I saw a pin for The Crow, and I'm like, "Did you give me this?" He's like, he nodded his head. He was a quiet guy. He didn't really talk much, but he was cool. But he gave me the Crow pin. That's not really metal, but I'll get to him. So he and I talked about Slayer because he was playing Slayer on. He would always bring his big boom box and he would play a lot of metal bands. He would play Death Clock, Slayer, and I talked to him about Slayer. I told him I got to go see them back in 2018 on their farewell tour, saying that very loosely. But yeah, we talked about Death Clock and we talked about Slayer and Metallica, and that was really cool. I do miss Sean. Maybe hopefully one day he'll stumble upon my channel. So there was this one time Derek and I we were there. They had this like farmers market in back in the city he lives in New Mexico, and there was this one guy selling shirts at the booth, and sometimes they would even sell metal shirts. And I saw this Immortal shirt for the album Damned in Black, and that's one of my favorite albums by them. I love Immortal. They are one of my favorite black metal bands ever, and I'm surprised I do not have any CDs for them. I have my patch on my vest, and they've earned their place on my battle vest. They are so good. But yeah, I wanted the Damned in Black shirt, but it was in a large, and I can't fit a large. I can fit a medium if I tuck it in my pants, but I can't fit a large, and it was so unfortunate because I did want that shirt. But that was really cool that they even had a shirt for Immortal. That very much surprised me. All right, so one time I went to Barnes and Noble with Derek, and I bought a bunch of CDs. I bought Kill 'Em All from Metallica, which I lost. Unfortunate, but I got a replacement. I bought the Titans of Creation album from Testament, one of their newest ones. I did buy the. I'm looking at my CDs because I'm trying to remember. It was a Dio album. Oh, Holy Diver, yeah. So I rung up my stuff to the guy, and he's like, "You got some good music taste," and I thought that was really cool. I would have never guessed that. I guess he likes the same stuff, but I thought that was really cool that he'd said that I had really good music taste. I mean, it's true. I was This next one also happened at the hotel I worked at. I saw a guy wearing a shirt for the band Avatar, and I do like Avatar from time to time. I'm not like super into them. I need to listen to them more, but they're really good from what I've heard, and they seem like really cool guys. Um, and I saw the guy wearing the shirt, and I'm like, "Hey, that's a cool shirt. Is that for the band Avatar?" He's like, "Oh yeah, I've seen them before." And I'm like, "Dude, I'm jealous." And we were just having a conversation about them, and I can't remember exactly, but I remember mentioning because he wasn't exactly sure where they're from, and I said I think they're from Sweden, and I think if I'm wrong, do correct me in the comments because I think they're Swedish, but I could be wrong. But yeah, we had a conversation about them, and I thought that was really cool. The last one is just like a simple one. I was wearing my regular T-shirt for Megadeth, not the long sleeve. It was around the same time I left New Mexico. I went into Walmart to just get some stuff, and right as I was entering, there was a woman exiting. She's like, "I love your Megadeth shirt," and I'm like, "Thanks." All right, that's it. When it gets closer to the end of the year, I will share the other half of my metal stories, because I have a lot, but I share the ones here and the ones that happened earlier this year and while I was in New Mexico. So, yeah. Hope you all enjoyed this. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, whatever. Support me on social media and whatever, and stay metal.